How you doing? I'm Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Today's review is at Palo Outdoors in Palo, Iowa. I want to give a very special thanks to the people here at Palo for assisting me in reviewing. They have a large selection of bows. If you're in the area, make sure you pop in, check out some of the bows, tell them I sent you, and let's get into this particular bow. And in this video, I'm going to be doing the Hoyt Carbon RX 3. This is about a $1,600 bow. Couple things I've noticed with Hoyt this year is with the cable system. They have a cable system where it looks like they're eliminating bottom cam lean by splitting this bottom cable here that goes also to the top limb with the yoke system. And in doing that, they're able to help, eliminate some cam lean, but also keep a slaved cam system where the cams are still slaved together with the other cable. And that helps with keeping them in time when you're shooting. So let's take a couple practice shots and try this out. Another thing too with the Hoyts, they have a solid roller system. Years ago they tried some variations with movable slide systems. This one is solid, it doesn't move. I do like the fact also that they have adjustable draw weight on the cam now. So it's a fairly aggressive draw cycle. You hit your peak weight very early and then you have your dump, which is characteristic of a Hoyt. They do have soft back walls and it comes off pretty easily. I give it a 5 out of 10 rating for how easy it comes off of the back wall. Take a shot here. When it goes off, it feels pretty nice. There's not a lot of vibration. Compared to some of the Hoyts I've even owned and shot in the past, this is a definite improvement regarding that vibration factor when the bow goes off. Yeah, it stays in your hand pretty well. The grip is characteristic of a Hoyt. It is an interchangeable grip. The one that comes standard is, again, characteristic of Hoyt. They have slightly fatter grips than a lot of the bows out there now. And when it comes to having a consistent grip, everyone grips the bow probably their own way, slight variations. For me, and the way that I grip the bow, I would have a little bit of a challenge being really consistent. Just the way that I grip it and how smooth it is on this edge, I need a little bit of a sharper edge the way that I grip the bow, which is, that edge, I put it right down that seam in my palm, and I try to do that every single time. Being that it's not a sharp edge, it would be a little harder for me to catch that as one of the parts I pay attention to when I'm gripping the bow. But that is a personal thing. Growing up, I loved the grip of the Hoyts because I just like to feel the palm of my hand. But then I got a little bit more, I changed my grip as I got older. So let's go ahead and shoot this through the chronograph and see what kind of speed we get with it. Alright, so looking at the Hoyt Carbon RX 3, here's the specs. My measurements, the ATA came in at 29 and 15/16, so just a hair under 30. Theirs is 30 and a half for this bow. My brace height measurement was 6 1/8. Theirs is typically 6. The draw weight came in at 70.5. Theirs is 70. Draw length, I came in at 30 1/8. The draw length range from the manufacturer is 27 to 30. I did note here ATA is Archery Trade Association. So their speed rating is based off of the ATA parameters. I've been using IBO parameters. So IBO parameters are 30-inch draw, 70 pounds, 350 grain arrow, so that's 5 grains per pound. And the speed ratings came in an average of 336 feet per second, and the noise was 82.5 decibels. The back wall was soft, and it came off of the back wall fairly easily for 5 out of 10. Down here I have the draw curve. If you want to take a look at that, I just I started the draw curve measurements at 10 inches just because when I'm cranking the draw board, I can't see farther than the 10-inch mark. So that's just where I was starting. And there's our draw cycle curve there. Comes up, ramps up pretty quick, stays at near peak weight most of the draw cycle, and then drops off at the end. All right, so first impressions of the Hoyt RX3, Carbon RX3. And, you know, I have noticed some variations I've mentioned in this video and in others with, you know, they've put a little rubberized thing in the string. I'm sure that helps with speed and things like that, and potentially noise. But overall, I'm trying to keep my opinion out of these videos, but for Hoyt's sake, I'm going to throw a little opinion in comparing Hoyt to Hoyt. So there were some things they've done in the past that I thought they didn't really add to the performance of the bow. They used to have a little thing that came off here to try to dampen the sound, I think. It really just was a pain for, you know, having to take that off to work on bows, and it didn't really do anything, didn't seem to achieve anything. Also, a few years ago, they tried to have some kind of a thing they said to minimize torque. I didn't really feel like it. Those bows I wasn't really happy with. So now it doesn't move, and I would say this bow feels better to shoot than some of the bows that had those technologies built into them. So anyway, some of the technologies I'm seeing this year make a little more sense to me. So I am happy for Hoyt. I'm proud of Hoyt for, you know, making some of the changes they have. I do like the fact that, you know, they're trying to do some things to, you know, minimize bottom cam lean, which I've owned Hoyts and they always seem to have a little. But I'll also say too, just as an objective thing, there are brands of bows that you tune them intentionally creating or utilizing cam lean. So manufacturers are, you know, doing design things to help minimize it, but there's also an element of, do we need to? So that would be a question to look at in the future. But I think that for Hoyt, I'm definitely happy with this bow compared to some of the Hoyts I've shot in recent years. So I would encourage you, you know, to give them a try, try them out, because you know, as far as the performance of this bow, the way it felt, some of the speeds it was generating, I do think it was, you know, I was pleased with how this bow performed. This does have a little more radical draw cycle than some bows. It is providing some decent speed though. So that's my take on the Hoyt for this year. This is the Carbon RX1. Please stay tuned to this series as I go through all the different bows I can get my hands on. And a very special thank you to Palo Outdoors for allowing me to come here and film this video at their location. And if you're coming through Iowa in the Palo area, make sure you stop in and check these guys out. Really big thanks to them for letting me do this. Thanks again for watching, and if you've shot the new Hoyts for this year, make sure you comment below and let us know what your opinion is, what your thoughts are, so that other people can get an idea of what you think. God bless you.